Welcome Diablo 2 fans to this week's Diablo Fighting Championship episode. This DFC event was historic for a couple of reasons. As some of you know, the DFC has a unique rule set which is different than some others you might find online. The first historic event here was surrounding the skill Life Tap. Other rule sets ban it entirely. In the DFC, up to one item can have a chance to proc Life Tap. Casting the skill proper or using Life Tap charges is still banned. We got to see the first use of this in a very high skill level duel. That duel was super entertaining and made fight of the night. Is Life Tap a broken skill? Check it out, see for yourself. The second historic event surrounded the use of the Auradin Build in PvP. Other rule sets ban it entirely, but the DFC only bans overly defensive play. So if the Auradin is pushing the pressure, it's allowed. Is it a broken dueling class? We'll find out. Granted, this one event is a small sample size and won't be the only thing we use to gauge these new rules in the future. But what's got me most excited about this is members of the Diablo community who are far smarter than me are beginning to think differently about things and with an open mind. And with a 20-plus-year-old game, I don't think we can ask for anything better than that. If you're a fan of Diablo 2 and trying new things in this ancient game, do me a favor, show me some love, hit that like button, and let's dive in to this week's highlights of DFC duels. All right, both fighters ready. SureImSure is ready. And here we go. Round one. Who will take it? SureImSure versus Max. These guys are both very good fighters. Now, SureImSure, last week we saw him use Strafe against a Druid, and I'm wondering if he's gonna, he's instantly starting to do it here again. It's a really good tactic against an assassin, but he needs to keep that distance. Because I think what we're going to see Max do here is really turn up the heat, really put on the pressure. And you can see it looks like Max is actually using a shield setup. He's going for max block. So that is really interesting. But SureImSure is doing a great job at avoiding damage. He has practiced this duel. No question about that. No question about that. But he does take some damage. Max keeping that pressure going. Oh, very nicely placed. Very nicely placed poison javelin there from SureImSure. Very well done. I like the weapon swapping from SureImSure, and he's getting a lot of damage in. Even with that max block setup, he is getting some damage in. And a very well-placed poison javelin. Oh, man, did that hit? It looks like it just missed. Man, that aim from SureImSure is impeccable. This guy's been practicing this matchup. Oh, big hits. Oh, and he got him with that poison jab. That's going to be a big problem. That's going to be a huge problem for Max. You can see right now he's pushing that pressure because he knows he has to. Poison resist for an assassin is big. Oh, and there it is. SureImSure takes it. And there it is. SureImSure keeping that distance. Oh, man, big hits. Now, it's difficult for Zon. Like, you don't want to be checking their life total. But, wow, look at this. Some big hits. That was very well done. That max block is good. That max block is really good, but Strafe shoots so much. You're almost guaranteed to eat an arrow from that. And a very nice use of his environment there, walking around that house. Just making it very hard for Max to set up shop. You know, just put a ton of traps in his way. But, oh, he does a good job of it there, though. And he's got a nice lock on SureImSure with that Mind Blast right now. SureImSure throwing that poison jab, but Max stays far out of the way of it. And you can see Max moving around a little bit more now. Oh, some good shots from SureImSure. I like how he's switching up between strafe and multi-shot, trying to keep that distance. But SureImSure is in a lot of trouble here. Ooh, man, some double traps there. We got Max using fire traps and lightning just for that extra stun. He's really trying to get those hits in on SureImSure. Really just trying to get him in that stun animation, get around the dodge, evade, avoid animations, and start getting him stunned. Oh, and you can see him starting to use that fire blast too. That's actually a very good move. Oh man, SureImSure is in trouble, but very, very close. And here we go. Both fighters are ready. No sense dilly-dallying. Let's get into it. So right now it's 1-1. SureImSure versus Max. And Max is instantly getting that pressure going, but SureImSure has a nice answer to it. He's throwing that poison jab. Max really testing those resistances of SureImSure. Just not allowing him to set up shop here. He's not giving him that distance that he needs. A very well-placed javelin there from SureImSure. Just misses Max. Oh, wow. Very nicely done. Max is slowly, every time he teleports in, he's slowly moving away just to stay out of the way of that strafe. He's got to be careful, though. He's getting that Mind Blast lock. You might see him throw a javelin here. But yeah, there it is. Catches him with that poison. Oh, viciously done. He could see that name lock was coming. He could see that he was name locked. And the most reasonable move after that to keep the pressure on is to get a chain lock going. And SureImSure saw that coming and had a poison javelin waiting right there for Max. That was very well done. Now he's using that multi-shot. Oh, and his life total is getting very low. Max is in a lot of trouble here. Oh, man, big hits. Very close for both players. Max is trying to stay out of the way of that strafe. He's got to keep that pressure on too, though. Very good aim from SureImSure. Oh, man, big hit from SureImSure, and it is over. Takes round 3. 2-1. 2-1 for SureImSure. Round 4. Max keeping that pressure on. Max's strategy is he's trying not to give SureImSure any room to breathe. He doesn't want to give him any room to breathe, because the more room that he gives him to breathe, the more that shit happens. He throws that poison jab, and it's only a matter of time. Oh, man! SureImSure hit him with the poison javelin. Very clutch. Very clutch. You might see him do it again here. Oh, my God, that poison is doing some work. Wow, man. Good pressure, though, from Max. That poison is still doing work. Oh, and SureImSure throws another one. Oh, my gosh. Good hits from SureImSure. And it looks like Max is trying to push him into that corner. SureImSure realizes it and gets out of there. You see him switch into that fire blast again like an absolute legend. Oh! It is all over. SureImSure takes it 3-1. And what a good fight. Wow, SureImSure. Like, if anyone needed an inspirational PvP story in D2, man, it is SureImSure. This guy, we watched him literally go from level 1 to whatever he's at right now with this Amazon. Learning everything just from other players in our Discord and the team duels that we get going on. What an amazing player. What an amazing Amazon player this guy has turned into. Just very, very well done. Raiden versus Jace. And here we go, round one. Oh man, so it looks like Raiden is trying to do some chain locking. Oh man! Oh man! TKO very quickly there from Raiden. So Raiden is an absolute master of chain locking. This guy is nasty. This guy is nasty. I had the pleasure of dueling against him, chain locking, and he is so good at it. He's so good at it, man. He's very quick. And you see him locking in that chain lock there on this druid instead of doing what you might expect a barbarian to do, which is just telestomp and whirlwind. He's trying to actually berserk and chain lock him, which is very, very interesting. Punch actually KO'd me with that very early in season 1. And here we go, round 2. Oh, and he gets another lock in. Jace in a lot of trouble, but he manages to get out. Nice chain locks coming, and Jace is staying on the move. Oh man, it's an interesting leap there, left him vulnerable for a little bit. Oh, nice chain lock from Raiden. Uh-oh! Oh! GG. And a good job from Jace, though, at getting out. You notice him change his strategy up a little bit there. He's catching on to this far more quickly than I did. And that is, you want to walk down. You want to get out of the way of those chain locks. And I think he did a little bit better of a job there. I think he's catching on. And now that he knows what's up, I think we might see him try to implement that game plan again here. He definitely needs to stay out of the way of that chain lock. He can't get run down by that. And here we go, round 3. Is Jace gonna switch the strategy up at all? Oh man, nice chain lock. So what Jace did there was he did a CT teleport away, and that's gonna get him off that chain lock. There it is again. He's trying to frustrate and harass. Oh man! Raiden full of tricks. Full of tricks.
Good day.
So what happened there was Jace was ready for that chain lock. He was ready, but as soon as he was kind of focusing on that, Raiden switched it up and did a whirlwind right at him to break through his wolves, to cut through those tornadoes and not get stunned by him, and just tank enough to get in close. That was nuts. But a very good job from you, Jace. Like, I saw what you were doing, and I was saying you caught on to the correct strategy there a lot more quickly than I did when I was doing a barb like that. It's just, oh, it's so tricky, man. If you get someone who's really good at chain locking and they can really just keep you guessing, it's frustrating, very tough, and you have to adapt to it very quickly. So I feel your pain, brother. But very good duel, very nasty. Raiden, vicious, vicious dueler. And here we go, round 1 of Joby versus Maddie. We're seeing the absolute legend, the champion from season 1. We're seeing this from his perspective. And wow, this is interesting. He really has his work cut out for him here. Oh, and a nice chain lock. Oh, and he gets that life tap. Very well done. He is sparing nothing in this duel. Maddie says, F you, buddy. I'm getting out of here waiting for this to wear off. That is hilarious. Oh, there it is again. Oh my gosh. I wonder what he's wearing. If he's wearing Exile. Oh man. Yeah, I think this is probably one of the only shots that MTL has in this. He needs that life tap to go off. Oh my god, and it goes off again. Wow. Nice chain lock there, but Maddie gets out of the way. I think you guys can see the gears turning in my head. I think it depends on how this duel goes. This could make us reconsider this tap thing here. But it doesn't look like it's paid off too much. I mean, in theory, it looks broken, but he's taking a lot of damage. And Peugeot is still at a very healthy life total. And tap's gone off 3 times. MTL taking some NATOs. He's very close to death. Oh, and he runs into one just about. Yeah, Matty's being very tactical with how he's throwing these NATOs. Joby's trying to create that distance. And Matty isn't, he's giving him the distance that he wants. Oh, and there it is. Down goes MTL, even with 3 taps going off. And here we go, round 2. Round 2, we're going to check round 2 from Joby's perspective here again. Oh, man, big hits. He gets the tap, and he gets him puddled. GG. Wow. Oh, my gosh. He had Matty puddled right there, and he took full advantage of that. All right, for this next one, we're going to tune into Matty's perspective and see how he handles MTL from his perspective. Will MTL suffer his first defeat? Here we go. Round 3 between these two absolute legends. And look at this. We're seeing a max cast setup here from Matty. Oh, and he gets absolutely smashed by MTL there. That was very good. That was very, very good. We had no tap go off there. It was just a matter of NATO versus Smite. And MTL kept that pressure on. Wow, this is getting insane. Matty says, look. Also, with this max cast setup, though, Matty is giving up max block. So Joby has the opportunity to go in and charge him down in situations like that. So it's very, very, interesting in the weapon choice there, or in the item choice. I think he needs max cast. You kind of need max cast to get out of those chain locks and to really create the distance that you need. But you also, it's helpful to be able to block things. I think he's just relying on staying out of the way, though. All right, and here we go. Matt says he's only going 163 max cast because of the tap. I think that's an interesting point. Interesting point. This will be the duel right here. Do we reconsider the tap rules because of this duel? It'll be on the table, that's for sure. But regardless, I feel like this is so well done on behalf of both players. You see Matty just trying to bait Joby into these NATOs. He's trying to make it very confusing. You see his CT casting all over the place, lining up NATOs and waiting for MTL to just run right into him, to try to telestomp him. And he's doing a great job of it. Joby could be desyncing around the map. Oh my gosh, this is a close duel. I think MTL's in a lot of trouble. I usually notice this with MTL's strategy. When he gets really low on life, he makes you chase him. So I would think MTL is very low on life here. And you can tell, I think Matty knows too, because he's setting up those Hydras, trying to get that meme kill on MTL. Can he do it? MTL ain't having none of that. Joby says, no way, buddy. Oh, man. There it is. 2-2. Nasty duel. Matty versus Joby. Holy. Round 5. And here we go. We're going to check this out from Matty's perspective for round 5. And we're going to see some serious CT casting. I think he's going to try to implement that same game plan. Oh, man, very good job of closing the distance from MTL. We're going to switch over to his perspective. Oh, wow, tap goes off, but MTL is in trouble. And Matty is having none of that. He says, come get me, big guy. I'll stay here. I'll throw some NATOs at you, but you're going to have to chase me. You're going to have to fight my fight right now. Oh, man, very nicely done from Matty. Oh, wow. Very nasty. Wow, we just witnessed DFC history. It was a close duel, though. Like, that was, I mean, even right down until that last hit, that was so close. That was probably fight of the night so far. I would absolutely say that. Yeah, that was very, very entertaining. And holy shit, edge of my seat every second of that duel. Wow. Very good job, fellas. I am never disappointed watching either one of you guys fight. Here's the thing. It pains me to see either one of those guys lose because I love them both so much. They're both such good dudes. They got randomly matched up against each other here and had to fight each other. Holy shit. I hate seeing it because you just are rooting for them both. But I'm really impressed by that duel. We saw Life Tap there, go off, and I know that was a hot topic of contention in the DFC rules. It did not save MTL here. We had probably, the best, we had the absolute best VT in the game, and still Life Tap didn't save him. So it was just skill on both sides of that there. I would 100% agree, Max. I think that's fine. I mean, it's really the only shot he has sometimes. Like, you get low on life like that, you're going to eat NATOs. Every time you go in, you kind of are relying. You're giving up something. You're giving up cast. You're giving up your ability to stomp quickly by using Exile or, by using Last Wish. You're giving up IAS. So it's a very interesting trade-off there. And I think as we saw here, I think it's completely fair. Oh, that's cool. So Hand of Justice. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Conviction, Fist of Heavens. I like where this is going. So he's got nice charge damage on this. He's got Fist of Heavens, Conviction, lower fire res, Dragon for that Holy Fire aura. Wow, dude. Another dragon in his shield. Very nice. Some very nice F-Trex. Yeah, the Holy Fire stacks are insane. Nice stat res there with attack rating. So it looks like he's actually going to be trying to charge in, possibly. 40, 15, 13 Dungos. Very nice. And a perfect Raven, of course. Some Blood Fist gloves. Nice stat, Amy. Wow, look at that. GG. Wow, dude. Wow. Yeah, that's nice. That's very nice. Of course. Good stuff, man. What are the charms? So he's got a 2020 Paladin Torch, of course. 2020 Annihilus. Combat Skillers. He might be trying to do some FOH in here. God, this will be... I'm so pumped to see this, man. Root says, should have waited. Yeah, and then 25 lifers or life resist charms here. Yeah, I really like this, man. I'm really curious to see how this does. I am very, very pumped. All right, and here we go. Round one, Root coming in strong. He knows what he's up against. But look at this. Hippo coming right in, and he says, okay, he's going to go in. I think we're going to see more of a charge from him. He's going to try to set up a nice charge attack on Root. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh, dude. NATO's everywhere. Yeah, and Joby, you very well could be right. I mean, I'm curious to see this build, against some other matchups. The Druid definitely has... that Cyclone armor in its favor. And look at that. So it looks like Hippo's just trying to get that nice name lock. But look at this aim from Root. This is some next level aim, man. Oh my gosh, a good stomp there too. And just like what we've seen from him before, in and out, man. He is a very stealthy hitter. Oh, nice name lock. Oh, man. And down goes Root. What a close duel, man. Oh, man. Wow. That boy Root has some happy feet. He sure does. He sure does. Surely serious. This probably won't make a difference. Then the Auradin wins. But I think it was all charge, man. I think that was straight charge. Hippo's running, he gets his fire aura from the dragon items that he's wearing. He's wearing the dragon shield and dragon armor, which stacks on, I think, level 14 fire, what do you call it? Holy fire aura. So he gets like a level 28 holy fire aura. And here we go, round 2. I knew it. I knew we would see a charge down there. I think that's the best shot that he has for winning this duel. Oh my god, good stomp from Root. In and out, man. He didn't get much damage off of that NATO. Thank you, sweetheart. Nikki refueling with the drinks. Staying out of the way of these NATOs. Ooh. Oh, nice trap there from Root. And I really like how he didn't try to finish right there. That could have gone south very quickly. Again, that's just an experienced druid. In and out, man. Like, you get your damage, and you set up and do it again. Oh, big stomp from Root. And he got name locked again, but you see him fire that NATO. He knew Hand of Ares was low. So he throws that NATO as he's getting charge locked to finish things off. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Yes, thank you, Crazy Cat Lady. You are the best. I still had this going from earlier, though. And yeah, Priest, that Caduceus is like, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but very decent charge damage. Yeah, that was insane. I feel like the big problem when you're running a paladin versus a druid is getting rid of those pets. And an Auradin does a hell of a job of that, is getting rid of those pets and giving the opportunity to get some charges in. It's all about opportunity versus a druid, and this is just one hell of a way to give you the best window. I really, really like that. And here we go. Round 3. It's 1-1. Hippo's got to win. Root's got to win. Oh, there it is. So it looks like Hippo's just trying to get rid of those pets, trying to get his window in, and Root is just trying to keep them up. He's trying to keep that bear up, so it's extremely hard to actually click on his name and get a charge lock going. Very nicely done. Good aim from Root. Loving these stomps, just in and out. He didn't really try to kick around too much there. Oh, man, nice NATO. Doesn't get it. Sets up for the next attack. Very relentless druid. And we're noticing here, too, that an Auradin actually plows through a lot of mana. And he took a lot of damage going in there. And Root strategically placed himself up against that wall. And that's so he doesn't get knocked back from that charge. I think that was a really good move. Very subtle, but very good. Nicely done by Root. Good job picking his angles, keeping those pets up, and that Cyclone armor. Damn. Very GG. And yeah, Diawin, we saw that in the first iteration of this. All of the wolves got wiped out in one pulse. So like he's kind of sitting there trying to play catch up all the time by casting wolves. They all get wiped out by one pulse from that Auradin. Very, very vicious. Yeah, so I think he's using that bear just because, I mean, A, it's a big target. It stays in the way of his name, but it can also tank a lot more of those pulses. And here we go, round 4. Oh, good stomp early from Root. And then there he goes, setting up for the next attack. And look at that Aura just taking out Oak Sage in one pulse. Ah, and there it is, the bear. Oh, good hits. Good hits, but he is in trouble. And it is all over. The DFC's first Auradin, Hand of Ares, is taken out by Root. A very, very vicious dueler. Man, I really enjoyed seeing this. I really enjoyed seeing this. Thank you for bringing this Auradin to the DFC, man. This is really fun to watch.